she's going over the place. She's upset again, got him by his throat. Listen to Louis, he started my talking. Saying I ain't gonna do it no more. No, no, I ain't gonna do it no more. No, no, I ain't gonna do it no more. No, no, I ain't gonna do it no more. Please forgive me, baby. I ain't gonna do it no more. The next day, Mr. Lewis came home early. Opened the front door, he saw something strange. Not a sound there and the house was empty. He was wondering where his wife could be. He checked the closet, all her things were gone. All that was left was his stuff. There was a letter on the nightstand by the bed. I had enough of you, and I'm tired of you saying I ain't gonna do it no more. No, no, I ain't gonna do it no more. No, no, I ain't gonna do it no more. No, no, I ain't gonna do it no more. Please forgive me, baby. I ain't gonna do it no more. Do you understand the moral of the story? He had a weakness he just couldn't shake. She was just a typical Bahamian woman who did her best, only so much she could take. I'm not saying this is the only way. Oh, far from it to see. I know some men may not appreciate, but I'm just letting you don't be like Mr. Lewis saying I ain't gonna do it no more. No, no, I ain't gonna do it no more. No, no, I ain't gonna do it no more. No, no, I ain't gonna do it no more. Please forgive me, honey. I ain't gonna do it no more. I don't understand what's wrong with this man. 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 I ain't gonna do no more. No, no, I ain't gonna do no more. No, no, I ain't gonna do no more. No, no, I ain't gonna do no more.
Music this morning from Sweet Emily right there. Mr. Lewis, huh? I ain't gonna do it no more. That's what the chorus said. 6:52 is the time. And the Snatch and Go Deli is now open and ready to serve you. Located on East Street South across from Calvary Deliverance Church, they offer a variety of deli sandwiches, wraps, salads, smoothies. Don't forget about their refreshing lemonades. And they have made ordering so easy just for their customers. And they're just a WhatsApp away. Call them at 242-544-1621 or WhatsApp them. They offer daily deliveries. You can also find them on Facebook and Instagram. Order up, foodies. And they were paging all foodies, huh? And, of course, Polly's Playhouse presents Polly's Pop-Up Party. Your friends Polly, Baby Shark, Coco Melon, and Charlie the Bird are going to be there. It's going to be kiddie games, bouncing castle, face painting, food, beverages, and so much more. Don't forget to attend the show, which begins at 3 p.m. See you Saturday, May 28th, 2022 at the William Thompson Auditorium, Bahamas Baptist College. Gates open up at 12 noon. Tickets are $10, and they are available at Snatch and Go, East Street South, or you can contact 544-1510 or visit them on Facebook or Instagram. The time is now 6:53 in the morning, and now we have to head on over to the Met Office once again with Shavari Watson-Ramming to take a look at the weather.
Our first look at the tropical weather outlook. The public is reminded that the official start of the 2022 hurricane season commences June the 1st. At present, tropical cyclone formation is not expected during the next 5 days. However, residents are encouraged at this time to continue to begin initial preparations before the start of what is anticipated to be an active hurricane season. And for our general situation for today, benign and seasonably drier weather conditions will persist today as a dominant high-pressure system in the Atlantic pulses moderate to fresh easterly breezes across the country through tonight. Special warnings, beachgoers should continue to exercise caution due to the risk of rip currents along eastern and southern shorelines. For all areas, weather will be mostly sunny, very warm, and breezy with a few passing showers today, becoming fair, warm, and a bit breezy tonight. A small craft caution is currently in effect, with winds east-northeast to east-southeast at 15 to 20 knots today, decreasing to 15 knots tonight. Seas will be running 4 to 6 feet over open waters today, subsiding 3 to 5 feet by late tonight. Daytime high temperature is expected to get up to 88 degrees Fahrenheit or 31 degrees Celsius, and an overnight low temperature of 75 degrees Fahrenheit or 24 degrees Celsius expected later on this evening. The sun will rise at 6:20 a.m., which it will be in the next few minutes, and will set at 7:51 p.m. Tonight, we are currently at high tide. Low tide will commence at 11:06 a.m. High tide at 5:24 p.m. later on this evening, and low once more at 11:42 p.m. late tonight. And for our extended forecast for the next 2 days, weather conditions will remain mostly stable across the majority of the Bahamas on Thursday. Meanwhile, the high-pressure system will weaken as it slowly drifts further into the Atlantic. This would allow for some tropical moisture and weak troughing to enter the area ahead of a late seasonal cold front, elevating shower and thunderstorm chances across the islands as the front moves over the southern U.S. through Friday. So for Thursday, weather will be partly sunny to sunny and very warm, with isolated showers and the chance of isolated thunderstorms, mainly across portions of the northwest Bahamas. Winds will be out of southeast to south at 10 to 15 knots in the northwest and central Bahamas, shifting east to southeast at 15 to 20 knots in the southeast Bahamas. Seas will be running 2 to 4 feet over the ocean, but occasionally higher and gusts. As Friday, weather will be variably cloudy, hot and humid with light to moderate showers and isolated thunderstorms across all areas with breezy conditions in the southeast Bahamas. Winds will be again from the southeast to south at 10 to 15 knots in the northwest and central Bahamas, the shifting east to southeast at 15 to 20 knots in the southeast Bahamas. Seas will be 2 to 4 feet over open waters in the northwest and central Bahamas, with building 4 to 6 feet elsewhere. And that is a wrap on our Bahamas public forecast for today and tonight, Wednesday the 25th of May, 2022.
And thank you so much for that, Shamari.
This is the ZNS Network, providing radio and high-definition television services for the entire Bahamas. ZNS Network is operated by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas. It is located at Harcourt Rusty Bethel Drive, Centerville, Nassau. Our programming is designed to inform, educate, and entertain. We invite you to join us.
The ZNS community page now has its own home on Channel 230. Be sure to tune into this channel to see informative notices, funeral announcements, birthday greetings, and much, much more. So watch the ZNS community channel today on Cable 230.
It's Wednesday, May 25th, 2022, and the morning edition is live. On today's show, the 2022-2023 budget to be presented in the House of Assembly, another homicide on the streets of the capital, the CDC travel rating for the Bahamas climbs, and health officials closely monitoring monkeypox. So let's start the morning off right.
edition is brought to you by We Buy, You Sell Company, your leading hurricane impact windows, doors, and tile specialist.
Winning isn't everything, but wanting it definitely is. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Morning Edition. I'm LaDawn Davis.
Good Wednesday morning to everybody out there. I'm Charles Fisher, and make sure to tune into the ZNet television tomorrow at 4:30, where we'll have the University of the Bahamas graduation. But we have a jam-packed show. Today is Budget Wednesday. What's on your plate? We're going to talk Davis Cup. So we're going to get right to the traffic report with our Crystal Darling, who's standing out on the streets. Good morning, Crystal.
Good morning, LaDawn and Fisher, and good morning, Bahamas. We're here on Wolf Road and East Street, where traffic has started to pick up a little bit, but it's not as busy as we know it will get this morning. I'm here with Officer Patrick Kemp. Good morning, Officer Kemp.
Good morning, Crystal, and good morning, Bahamas.
Okay, Officer Kemp. So we know that this is one of the, more active areas of Nassau, and there tends to be some accidents in this area from time to time. When there is an accident on the road, particularly in the area of a stoplight or street light, what should you do, being the one in the accident? Is it okay at any point to move your car if it's a small, little bumper-to-bumper accident, or should you stay in place?
Well, Crystal, first and foremost, let me say, when you're involved in an accident, it's required that both persons or all parties involved in accidents remain on scene in the positions that your vehicles are in. It's important because the investigating officer needs to come and assess the scene properly, be able to take the proper pictures and the proper measurements as to how the accident occurred. At no time you should move your vehicles. I realize that there are times that both parties, also all parties, may come to an agreement that based on where the accident had occurred is causing a major congestion, when the officer should arrive on scene in a timely manner to clear up that scene. However, if you do move your vehicle, be responsible, and I've seen persons done it. They were responsible, they took proper pictures, or took pictures of where their vehicles were positioned, and they even went as far as to mark out where their vehicles were in the streets. That, to me, I can actually accept something like that. But other than that, it's a requirement that you remain on scene. We don't want to encourage persons just to move as they see fit, and then the argument comes that the accident did not occur where it happened, because you failed to remain where the accident happened.
Okay, and let's say you are the driver behind the 2 or 3 cars that had the collision. What do you do? How do you maneuver around? Is it okay to overtake, or is there a certain time that you should wait to do that?
Well, we have a lot of complaints with persons who are involved in accidents, that people who would have who obviously noticed that there is an accident, they tend to have a bit of road rage. They are arguing and fussing with the persons to move to the side of the streets. Nobody should ask you or encourage you to move out of the street except the police officer who's coming to investigate that matter. All right, so I would say to you drivers that they've been involved in an accident, don't have these people come and force you off the road. In fact, the persons who notice that there's an accident, do the right thing, and simply make your way around an accident scene without bothering those persons. They are there for a reason, because there is a requirement to remain on scene, not to argue with the persons for blocking up the streets.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Officer Kemp. Back to you in the studio, Fisher and LaDawn.
It's looking pretty good on the outside. 77 degrees we are waking up to, mostly sunny. Winds east-southeast at 9 miles per hour. Humidity 78%. Now, seasonably drier weather conditions will persist as a dominant high-pressure system in the Atlantic pulses moderate to fresh easterly breezes across the country today. For all areas, weather mostly sunny, very warm and breezy with a few light passing showers. Your daytime high temperature 88 degrees Fahrenheit, overnight low of 75. And as we look ahead to Thursday and Friday, Thursday, partly sunny to sunny and warm with isolated showers and the chance of isolated thunderstorms, mainly across portions of the northwest Bahamas. 85 in the day, 76 at night, and thunderstorm expected early in the morning on Thursday. And then on Friday, very cloudy, hot and warm, humid with light to moderate showers and isolated thunderstorms across all areas with breezy conditions in the southeast Bahamas. Periods of sunshine with a thunderstorm also expected on Friday. 84 in the day, 74 at night.
For Finishing touches being placed on the 2022-2023 budget, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis will present the document, which will be the first full budget of his administration in the House of Assembly this morning. Minister of Economic Affairs, Senator the Honorable Michael Halkitis, says they've ensured one of the budget's key components will be seeking out new sources of revenue.
The Prime Minister has been very, very vocal on the whole issue of climate change and the possibility of carbon credits being a source of revenue for us. So as opposed to increased taxation, grow the economy, do a better job of collecting what's out there, seek out new sources of revenue, and very important that we manage our spending and eliminate waste as much as we can.
An onslaught of bullets heard in the Ridgeland Park West community last evening, ending in the death of a young man. The incident unfolded in the front of a residence on Slave Street sometime after 10 p.m. when he was approached by a man.
The officers, on their arrival, were directed to a property where they found a male lying on the ground with wounds consistent with gunshots. The emergency medical services were summoned to the scene. The technicians, on their arrival, rendered medical attention. However, on conclusion, they determined that there were no signs of life. The investigators' initial investigation into this matter revealed that Amir, the victim, was in the front of a residence when he was approached by a lone gunman. Exchange of words occurred, and that gunman shot the male several times, who ran from the area he was and collapsed in front of the yard.
52 new COVID-19 cases have been reported, 48 in the capital and 2 apiece in Grand Bahama and Exuma, making up the count 30 females and 22 males. 13 of those cases have a history of travel within the past 14 days. Hospitalizations are up slightly, climbing to 12, with all listed as moderately ill. The U.S. Center for Disease Control has again raised the Bahamas' COVID-19 threat level, this time to 3, due to a steady increase in COVID-19 cases. This as health officials have confirmed that the Bahamas is in its 5th wave of the COVID-19 pandemic. From May 16th to 22nd, the country recorded 346 new infections. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honorable Chester Cooper, spoke about the possible impact of the rebounding in the tourism industry.
This, of course, is some concerns, as this is watched particularly by groups and event planners and corporates in the U.S. It should have a modest impact if it gets to level 4. It will have some impact on our overall arrival numbers. Right now, we are simply seeing what the rest of the world is seeing.
Meantime, health officials closely monitoring the spread of monkeypox. Confirmed cases have been identified in Sweden, the United Kingdom, and the United States, with 1 to 2 cases in Florida. The disease is largely transmitted through close contact with another person, but it can also be caught through respiratory droplets if around an infected person. Negotiations between the National Insurance Board executives and the Public Managers Union continue over outstanding issues regarding its industrial agreement that expired in 2019. Minister of State in the Office of the Prime Minister with responsibility for NIB, the Honorable Miles LaRota, says he communicated with NIB's chairman and several executives on Monday.
They rejected our proposal and countered with another proposal, and we will review their proposal and respond to them. So the negotiation is fluid, notwithstanding the fact that they have a strike certificate.
Of the 726 graduates from the University of the Bahamas this year, some 111 are joining the teaching profession. The group was commissioned into the fold in a ceremony held at the Atlantis Resort on Tuesday. Minister of State for Education, the Honorable Zane Lightbourne, says this new group of teachers will be directly engaged almost immediately, as this added complement will assist in addressing the current shortage of teachers currently being experienced.
There's still a vetting process, but they are going to be engaged for August. We're hoping that we have all other matters sorted out, because we have to pay some teachers in order to travel to family islands where they're needed. And so the placement of teachers, which comes under the Department of Education and the director, their responsibility would now be to get these teachers in the front of students on day 1.
The Bahamas Agricultural Health and Food Safety Authority issuing a statement about the recall on peanut butter, in particular selected Jif products, all due to salmonella contamination. The affected products can be identified with lot codes between 1274425 and 214025, which appeared alongside the best if used by date. If anyone has any of these products in their pantry, they are advised to dispose of it immediately.
What do you want from a cloud solution? You want flexibility and edge? You want to modernize applications with the ability to deliver new ones with lightning speed. You want an infrastructure that's automated, secure, cost-effective, and scalable. You want to give the end user the freedom they want with the control you need. You can't get all that from just any cloud. You need something better. You need Bahamas Cloud. Contact the experts today at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Budget presentation resumes in the House of Assembly at 10 a.m. this morning. It's the first budget for the Davis Cooper administration. And joining us live this morning to give us a preview of what's to be expected is Financial Officer at Fidelity and former president of the Bahamas Institute of Chartered Accountants, Gowan Bowe. Gowan, welcome to the Morning Edition.
Always a pleasure, LaDawn. How are you?
I'm fabulous. I'm fabulous. So, Gowan, let's not waste any time. Tell us why is it so important for this government to address the budget deficit, and what can we expect?
Well, I think it starts from really the principle of a budget. And this represents the story that the government wants to tell to the world and its citizens. This is its depiction of how it sees future events and, in reality, demonstrates its priorities, meaning you put your money where your mouth is. So ultimately, the budget has to be used as a manner of saying that our priorities are as such, and these are the actions we are taking. So I would say that not only is the deficit reduction high on the agenda, but the growth and strength of the economy has an equal prominence, because ultimately a rising tide floats all boats. So I think this particular budget should not be overemphasized on what I'm going to call the doom and gloom side, which we have a high debt level, we have high deficits, but it also has some optimism that this is how we're going to grow the economy. And as I said, this is where we're going to invest to do so.
And what are some of the pros and cons of having a more balanced budget?
Well, in reality, it's understanding that there's no free lunch, and you ultimately will have to pay the piper. The Bahamas debt has eclipsed that $10 billion mark or thereabouts. And in reality, that is leaving a future obligation to future generations. And some of them are unborn. So we have to start being more responsible as citizens in terms of saying that we can't borrow to go on vacation. We can't borrow to buy Christmas presents, which is the equivalent of what we have now in the government's debt levels, because ultimately, whilst there is some infrastructure that has been supported by that debt level, generally those debt levels have been incurred in order to pay recurring expenses like salaries, utilities, and servicing of previous debt. So we have to change our mindset. And it's no coincidence we're in the national colors, because ultimately this is the national budget, which means it's our budget as the people of the Bahamas, and the government is only representing us. So it's very important that we understand that we have to be balanced. In our households, we know that we can't continue to earn a nickel and spend a dime. And that's the principle that the government has to demonstrate as well.
Now, many economists say that the government would have to raise taxes moving forward. What's your take on that?
It goes back to, and I think we get too fixated on increasing or new taxes, as opposed to the holistic view of saying, well, the government is not with a money tree that it goes and shakes. The government actually only is able to provide the services, healthcare, national security, education, infrastructure, through taxation of the economy. Ultimately, the Bahamas effective tax rate on the country's income is less than 20%. Developed countries is 25%. And there'll be many who say, well, why do we have to be like others? Well, the reality is, up to this point in time, the government, since independence, has never run a surplus. So that says that there has to be a balance. Again, we all as citizens rely on, at the very least, our national security services. We all rely on the healthcare system being at least available to all and sundry because we don't want to have a dying population around us. And so ultimately from that perspective, when we speak about taxes, I think the principle should be equity, because when we talk about really only taxing less than 20% of GDP, the question is more, is an undue burden placed on the least among us as opposed to the most among us? And so we can raise the tax rate. We just have to be very careful that we're not raising an already burdensome tax rate on those who are least among us. And we have a system that is more equitable. And that is going to create stirs when I say that, but based on a capacity to pay.
All right, Gowan, it's always a pleasure hearing from you on the issues impacting the economy, and all the best to you, as I know it will be actually a busy day for you today. Thank you so much.
Take care and enjoy.
And as we head to the break, we take a look back at today in Bahamian history. On May 25th, 1959, the Taxi Cab Union building on Wolf Road was officially opened, housing a Texaco service station, a garage, the union's office, and hall. Also on this day in 1996, the Bahamas lost a great son as former acting Chief Justice, Attorney General, opposition leader, sportsman, statesman, and churchman Sir Kendall Isaacs QC died.
For hurricane season, we got impact windows and doors. For protection, just come to our store. Plus we got tiles to pretty up your walls and your floors. We'll help you brighten up for that big bad storm. Porcelain tiles, blank tiles, mosaic tiles, a variety of styles. Big 14s get right, they gotta be rough. That's why we got the best deals in the whole Bahamas. Hey, hey.
Well, the team that will represent the Bahamas at this year's Davis Cup Group 3 tie was finalized last weekend after the Bahamas Lawn Tennis Association held trials for the final 2 sports. Booking their tickets were Kevin Major Jr. and Baker Newman, and they are both joining us live on the morning edition. KJ here in studio and Baker via Zoom. Welcome, guys, to the morning edition.
Good morning. Good morning, Bahamas.
Well, tell us first for you, Kevin, tell us about last week's play and how did it go for you?
Last week was pretty good. It was a pretty small draw, so I didn't have to work too hard. And I got to play Baker again in the finals. We got to meet up again in the finals and put on the show.
Well, Baker's joining us from his home there in Florida with a nice background. Good morning, Baker. How were things for you last weekend?
Good morning, Bahamas. It was great to see some people at the tournament last weekend. KJ and I got to play in the finals, and KJ's playing great. I'm excited for the team this year, and I think we have a good chance to move up.
Now you both guys are headed down to Costa Rica with your brother Spencer, and of course Marvin Rule. How do you see that tie shaping up?
I mean, honestly, with this team, we're back together. This was the team that brought us to Zone 2 in Bolivia. And so it'll be good. It'll be good to have the gang back together. Hopefully, we make some waves.
Baker, how are you approaching this one?
Yeah, I think everyone has a month before the tie, so we can all gear up for it mentally and physically. It's a great honor to play Davis Cup for any country. So, yeah, we're gonna go and try and win.
How important is it to get down there in Costa Rica, get climatized, and play?
It is very important, but just being comfortable, you know, like the quicker you get comfortable, the better you'll feel when match starts. So if we get there pretty early and we see who we got to see, and once we feel at home, it won't be a problem.
And Baker, you talk about being with familiar players, playing with your brother, playing with Kevin, and also playing with Marvin. You guys are being, like you say, let's get the band back together.
Yeah, this is the team that brought us back 4 years ago. So it'll be good to all be together again.
So you practice together before you guys leave?
Yeah, I'm gonna meet up with Baker in Miami the week before. So, and then we'll get a last training session in, and then head over together.
And Baker, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, I based in Miami, and I'm looking forward to when KJ gets here, and we'll get some practice in together before we go.
How do you feel about getting back to Zone 1?
I mean, honestly, Zone 1 isn't the goal. World Group is the goal. And so right now, I'm playing pretty well, and I'm being more confident, and I'm seeing more. And so there's no doubt that before I retire, we'll be in World Group.
Retire, man, you only, what, 18 years old?
I know, but before I'm done, we'll be in World Group, you know?
What about you, Baker?
I second that. I love to hear that, KJ. Let's keep going.
All right, thank you guys for joining us here on the Morning Edition. And when we come back, you know it's What's on Your Plate Wednesday. We'll have more of that coming up right after this break, so stay tuned.
Hello, I'm Mario Nuri, returning to you with another informative program of A Familiar Walk, Steps Toward Hurricane Preparedness 2022. Join us with Madam President Therese Curry, President of the Bahamas Red Cross, Captain Stephen Russell, Director of NEMA, Mr. Charles Johnson of J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, and meteorologist Wayne Neely. We welcome you to be a part of our journey as we remind you that precautionary measures taken now could save life and property in the future. Join us.
There's a spark of greatness in each of us. That spark is called personality. Individual gifts and talents provide the fuel to set that spark ablaze. Each child has the right to an education which values their personality and nurtures their talents, while teaching them to be respectful to their parents and their cultures.
COVID is clearly unpredictable. It doesn't matter how young you are, how old you are. I'm young, and it still put a beating on me. I had no other option but to go to the hospital. I remember the doctor telling me if I had waited one more day, I wasn't gonna come inside here alive. At my lowest point, not being there for my kids was... You don't want to be in the same position that I was in. Vaccines may not stop you from getting COVID, but it can stop you from getting COVID the way I had COVID. You don't want that way.
Let's Talk with Tanya Lightbourne is a new talk show on the ZNS television network, airing right after the morning edition on Wednesdays at 7:30 a.m. and on Tuesday evenings at 6 p.m. right before the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Amidst the pandemic, host Tanya Lightbourne says she came up with the idea for the show while encouraging women who were going through some hard times.
What started out as a hobby ended up turning into a passion project. And so I've now conversed with, I think, about 70 women. So we talk about love, life, business, entrepreneurship, everything that you could think of under the sun.
Lightbourne says with this show, she aims to inspire women in the community.
The goal of the show is really to celebrate women, everything that we handle in our household, to empower them, to bring awareness to different things that we deal with on a day-to-day basis, including something like a COVID-19 pandemic. And we just want to make sure that women know that they are seen and heard everywhere, especially in the Bahamas.
Well, Ladon, what's on your plate Wednesday? And we have some chicken wings. First of all, introduce yourself.
Hello, good everyone. My name is Dimitri Johnson. I am co-owner of our company, BR Wings and Things, and I have here right next to me
Bernadette Russell, founding member of BR Wings and Things.
So what is BR Wings and Things?
BR Wings and Things basically is a company that specializes in assorted wings.
And many other
and
things.
And things.
So what's the things?
We carry a variety of things, whether it's going from sausage and grits to fish. We carry all type of dinners like turkey, ribs, all type of assorted and different things.
How long have you been in existence?
Basically, we've been going for about a year and a few months, actually.
Born out of COVID?
Yes, we started during the pandemic.
Yes.
And God has been good to us.
So what do you have here to offer? I see LaDawn doesn't want to say anything. She just want to save her mouth to eat it. What do we have here this morning?
That is no problem, sir. Basically, we have a variety of wings. We have regular wings, we have the lemon pepper wings, we have buffalo, and we have the guava.
And this is something, what is this? This is...
These are banana pancakes that we brought to... Yes.
Banana and guava, you have guava wings?
Yes, we have guava wings.
That, yes.
That is no problem. We basically have the guava flavor wings. What we do, we get the regular fried wings, and we have it marinating in a special guava sauce.
Okay, can't wait to try that. Let's see what's in there.
That is no problem, man. Would you like to try it now?
I'll wait this place where I be eating.
That is no problem, man.
So that's the guava wings she's gonna try.
Yes, ma'am.
So business has been good.
Business, apart from what has been going on during the pandemic, business has indeed been good.
I could try the banana. You say that is the...
That is the banana pancake.
Yeah, I'll try that.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Banana pancake.
And guava chicken.
Guava chicken, indeed.
Wow. Smells good.
I hope you enjoy it, indeed.
All right, like a tasty guava, okay.
So name, once again, let our viewers know how many specialties of wings do you serve?
We have 6. We have lemon pepper also, and that's one of the favorites for a lot of persons, lemon pepper. And then we have buffalo, that a lot of persons love. Oh, they love that buffalo, and that's fire and whole. That's fire and whole. That's not regular banana. That's fire and whole.
So this is on Facebook. How can they get in contact and order their wings? And how do you separate them?
Yeah, basically, you could reach us through Facebook, Instagram. You could call us during our company's contact. We also do events like catering, and you can even reach me personally if you're having trouble reaching us.
And also, we deliver. So if you cannot get out, we deliver. And like he said, we cater. So you have an event, we bring wings, we have dinners, we serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
So don't you go anywhere. We also have our Crystal Darling who's out there on the street, a special ZNS broadcasting event this morning. Good morning once again, Crystal.
Good morning again. We're here at Stephen Dillett Primary School celebrating the 86th anniversary of Radio Bahamas ZNS. And this morning I'm here with Cerise Ferguson, our very own radio personality. Could you tell us about what's going on here at Stephen Dillett? I understand there's a food drive that we're really excited about this morning. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Of course. Good morning, Bahamas. Hello, this is your vibrant sister. You all know how we do it. We are here on the Stephen Dillett parking lot. Of course, this is our third in the series of Touching Our Communities broadcast, radio and programming. We've taken the initiative to touch the community in a more tangible way, and particularly while we're celebrating our 86th birthday. We are the great grand Grammys of broadcasting here in the Bahamas. We are the ancestors. We are the trailblazers, and so we thought it fitting to continue to touch our communities like we used to back in the day. And so here we are, becoming immersed in communities. We go from varying spots, varying neighborhoods, and of course we celebrate with the people. And as it relates to our feeding initiative, we serve free, hot, delicious breakfast. There are so many people that are despondent and despair. There are so many families that are challenged. So many things going on in our country right now, and so we've come to not only uplift our children or our youth at large, but we've come to showcase some of their talents. You missed it earlier. We had Minister Vaughn Pinder on from the Galilee College, 13 years old, and he sung a song for us this morning. And so we're looking for some more showcasing, some more camaraderie, some more interaction with community, and some more feeding initiative to continue.
Okay, and let people know, as we wrap up, let people know where they can tune in.
Of course, 107.9 FM, the inspiration station for the nation. We are on the morning break. Yeah, I'm the host, and I'm glad to have you watching us. Good morning.
Okay, good morning. Thank you so much for that. Back to you in studio.
Thanks a lot to BR Wings and things, but don't forget the budget debate today, so make sure to stay tuned to the ZNS Network for the pre-show and the complete wrap-up at 9:30. And be sure to stay tuned into the ZNS Network for news as it happens, TV and radio updates throughout the day. Then you can tune into the Northern Edition at 6:30 and the Bahamas Tonight at 7 o'clock. On behalf of I've
already done one, so I'm going to get some more rings. Yes, awesome.
Thank you, everybody.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Let's Chat with Tanya Lightborn. My guest today is none other than Dia Roll. I am happy to have her because she doesn't look like what she's been through. She is going through, right? She's an amazing super mom of Rima Ari. Yeah. She is a fighter. She's a survivor. She's an IT manager. She is
more or less supervisor,
right? You managing? You getting it done? She is well within her right. She's I feel like I'm gonna call you a creative. She's a creative. She's a go-getter. I feel like she's a warrior. And I mean WARRIOR. She is a warrior. So I am happy to welcome you to Let's Chat with Tanya Lightborn.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
So this episode we've coined Let's Chat about Dia and dialysis. Dia, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so 28, 29, somewhere in between there. Mm-hmm. I'm a mom to a beautiful 6-year-old daughter. I am in IT now. Yes, I've been a banker for about 10 years. Next year it'll be 10 years. I am a new entrepreneur, and I am also a dialysis patient. I've been on dialysis since June 2018. Mm-hmm. So it's just a part of my life for right now. I'm grateful to be going through this journey. It may not sound like something that you would say when you're on dialysis, but this has definitely helped to mature me in ways that I would not be had I not gone through this process.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely grateful for it, for who I am now because of it.
Yeah. And that's something that you rarely hear from someone who like this has become a part of their life. You know, usually it's regret, it's, oh my goodness, what was me, like that sort of thing. But I assume that in thinking positively about the entire experience, like that's what propels you out of it, and that's what kind of helps you get through.
Definitely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Tell us a little bit about this beautiful name. Tell us a little bit about Rima Ari.
Well, Rima Ari, her name came from when I was pregnant with her. I wanted a daughter, but it was like, you really don't know. And I had this dream of this little girl with a lot of hair pulling away from me while I was doing her hair to get to her dad.
Yeah.
And I spoke to my sister and I was like, I had this dream that I have a little girl. So she said, let's just go with the name Rima because it means spoken word of God. And it's like, if you feel in your heart that you're going to have a girl, then that's him speaking to you. So let's give her the name spoken word of God. And her hyphenated part, the second part of her name, Ari, means eagle. So she'll soar above everything that she comes across in life. And I want her to be someone that rises above everything that she encounters. So even with me going through this process, I'm trying to be the example for her that you can rise above just about anything that you go through and still have a smile on your face.
Wow.
So
yeah,
she is definitely the light of my life, honestly.
They say the best way to show kids is to be an example.
Yes.
So I feel like you are doing
leading
that.
by example. Definitely.
How interestingly enough, how has your journey affected her, if in any way? Does she ask you questions?
She is very aware.
Yeah.
And I say that because she'll say, Mommy, today is Sunday. So that means that my Grammy's going to be with me tonight because you have to go to dialysis. And she'll say, okay. So after that, that man said, you're going to drop me to school on Tuesday because you don't have dialysis. So that means that you're going to fix my hair. So Grammy's not going to fix my hair, right? So you know what that means, right? So she's very aware. And even when she prays at night, you know, I say to her, we thank God in advance for things that He's promised us because we know that once we ask Him for it, it's already done. So she said, okay, God, I thank you for family. And I thank you for my friends. And I thank you for healing my mommy's kidneys. And I thank you for healing her dislocated and her fractured shoulder because I started the year off with a little accident.
Yeah.
So, you know, she's very conscious in the things that she prays for. She's very conscious with everything that goes on. And even with our chores, if she sees me washing, she'll help me fold. Mommy, I can help you do this. Or Mommy, I can help you do that. Or Mommy, what can I help you do? So she's a blessing. She is a blessing. I always tell people it's like God knew just what I needed when He gave her to me. She is grateful. She's cheerful. She's happy. You know, she's helpful. She's brilliant.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. So she gets little tapping every now and again because she knows too much to not get it. You know, so she's amazing. Honestly.
She's a mini you.
She's a mini you.
Yeah, God has a sense of humor.
You
He
understand?
gives us exactly what we prayed for, but also like a little one of us running around.
A mini me at this stage.
Yes.
So she says things that I say, so I'm very conscious with how I say things to her, how I react to her, because I don't want her to take adult phrases and use them in her social settings, you know? So, but it's a learning experience through it all.
And usually around this age, or an extension of this age, they're still a sponge.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's definitely a sponge.
Yeah,
So,
soaking up everything.
Be very cautious.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's amazing. So we want to dive right in because this time goes really fast. So we want to talk a little bit about your journey. And I want us from the time that it started, in a nutshell.
Yeah, because it can be very expensive.
right? But just, I guess, the parts that you want to share with us, that you're comfortable in sharing. And yeah, basically how you got here, or how this journey began.
Okay, so let's go back to, that would be, I would say 2014, early 2015. It would be when I was pregnant with my daughter. I experienced a complication known as preeclampsia, where hypertension affects the body, and basically the pregnancy had a strain on my body. So my kidneys weren't functioning as they should. My feet were swollen. I had blood coming out in my samples. So there was some concerns. So my doctor, at that point, my gynecologist, referred me to a nephrologist. And we would do different tests just to make sure that everything was okay. And after I had the baby, the hypertension did not subside.
Okay.
So I had challenges where I would be in and out of the hospital, and, you know, I would just have these sessions where I just would not be feeling well, and it was as though we just could not control it.
Okay.
So in and out of the hospital, and then in, I would say, maybe 2017, we did a kidney biopsy where it helped us to understand what exactly was going on.
Right.
So I found that I had a chronic kidney disease known as IgA nephropathy, and exactly 1 year later, my kidneys failed. So I tell everyone, I remember that day vividly. My mentor was standing next to me, and I was at work at the desk, and my doctor called me because I had missed my appointment the month before, and we did a quick little appointment, and I told him what was going on. I had these cramps that felt like my bones were breaking. I was bloating. I was very tired. My headaches, they just would not subside. And I know that I was under a lot of pressure from work. I was working a lot of projects. So I said, you know, I just maybe need to take a break. Once this is over, I'll rest, recuperate, and I'll be fine. That wasn't the case. So when my doctor called me, he said, where